Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. Cloud Imperium has tested 2,000 players yesterday, so let us check out how it went. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you so much for the support, it is truly appreciated, and if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. So things are going absolutely crazy right now. We have the list of CitizenCon panels with descriptions. Alpha 3.2.4.2 is now open to everybody on the PTU, and as mentioned, Cloud Imperium released a new tech preview test last night, taking the player count up to 2,000 players. Almost. And before we begin, in celebration of CitizenCon, the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is back on sale at 15% off, so now is a great time to pick one up. I use mine every single time I jump into Star Citizen, but it also works with hundreds of other games, and using that link in the description below will take you to that deal, while also providing my channel with a direct kickback, so thank you so much in advance if you choose to do so. Now firstly, in regards to CitizenCon, I will be running through the panels today over at twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother, talking further about what we will likely see in each panel, so if you are interested in hearing more about what to expect, be sure to head over to my Twitch. You are all more than welcome. It is a great place to hang out with other citizens, to ask your questions, whether you are brand new to the game, thinking of pledging for the game, or just following development. It doesn't matter. But looking at these panels, it is going to be one hell of an event, and I can't believe what they're actually going to be showing off here. Very unexpected. I will be doing a dedicated video on Sunday breaking down these panels, but if you want to hear my thoughts on them today, then check that link in the description for my Twitch channel. Now, before we get to the tech preview tests, as mentioned, Alpha 3.2.4.2 went to Wave 5 the other day, which means it is now open to everybody, and although there are still quite a few known issues, I certainly think we could see it go to live either today or more likely after the weekend, maybe Monday, Tuesday. Now, they are determined to get this out, and clearly they want to get 4.0 ready for release to the PTU as soon as possible, but chances are they would want 4.0 in the PTU at least for CitizenCon. Now, we know they are wanting to put out another PTU build today for 3.2.4.2, more on that in a second, which they may leave in the PTU for the weekend or consider that a live release candidate and push it out to live after some monitoring, provided nothing breaks. We will see, it could go either way, likely depending on how many of the fixes and updates they can get done. But for the latest 3.2.4.2 build, the one that is now on the PTU, they have increased the opacity of the shield hologram material on vehicle render to texture self and target status MFD visor casts, so the ones that are projected on your helmet. They have done another polish pass on ship MFD and HUD UI, and performed an audio polish pass on the MFD and Annunciator, plus 16 new bug fixes, 6 client crashes fixed, 5 server crashes fixed, and a server deadlock fixed. Now, it was also mentioned that they will do numerous updates to the holographic MFD visuals and other holographic elements to improve legibility in the next update. Also, in the next patch, they will fix the fuel price bug, which is all it was, just a bug. Plus, it was stated that coming in the next build, with a goal of releasing a new build tomorrow, meaning today, so they are intending on a new PTU build today. They have a lot of UI readability updates coming. Chromatic aberration should respect the settings again on UI elements, and much more for kiosk UIs being stretched. Plus, performance issues are being looked into, and they are capturing data to see if there's anything going on. So great progress there with the Alpha 3.2.4.2 patch. Some pretty big things within this build, considering it is running on the 4.0 codebase, getting that ironed out before they drop the actual 4.0 features for its own PTU, I suppose. Now, fingers crossed that things go smoothly and they can get this patch to the live servers in a good, solid, playable state as soon as possible. As I say, I can see it come in today, but it's probably more likely going to be next week early. We will see. Anyway, let us talk about the tech preview test. Now, last night they opened up the tech preview channel again for all backers to help stress test the server meshing and RMQ technology once again. Now, this build has seen a lot more optimizations and improvements since the last one, and as always, they started with a 1:100 configuration, meaning one dedicated game server to 100 players, just like it is in the live build, just to get that baseline. Now, they also did fixes to address the hybrid crash that became very apparent in the last test when it got to around the 1,000 player mark, as well as made changes to the territory distribution algorithm, which should make for more balanced dedicated game server performance. They also introduced additional performance data capture, changing how they gather data to include more information about what specific dedicated game server in the mesh has streamed in at the time of capture to help when tuning performance. Client display info will now show how many players are on a specific dedicated game server with you and connected across the mesh, which is fascinating to be able to watch. Plus many more behind the scenes changes which may not be noticeable but continue to improve performance and stability, as well as laying the groundwork for functionality that will arrive later. So they have been very busy working on this build. Now, after about an hour of the patch releasing, they shut down the servers and reopened them to expand to 6 dedicated game servers and 100 players. So straight away, as they tried last time, from 1 and 100 to 6 and 1,000. But again, this hybrid crash started to reappear. However, they stated that they will be configuring something differently on the shards to address this, which I assume worked, as after about another hour, they took the shards down for quick maintenance and then bumped it up to 10 dedicated game servers and 2,000 players. Now, they expected the experience to be pretty rough at this level, but they wanted to validate a few hypotheses, which would need even more channels open. Now, from what I can see in their chat and my own Discord, I want to say a big thank you to Zul and the rest of you for keeping a record of everything that was going on, by the way. That is very helpful. But members of my Discord stated that they saw a peak of about 1,900 players. I don't think they quite got to a server that had 2,000 exactly, but obviously 1,900 is way up there. And I only started seeing issues when it reached around the 1,500 player mark from one of my community members, and then a different community member saying that they started seeing small issues come around at about 1,700, which is pretty phenomenal, considering. Now, after they gathered the data, Benoit and his team said that they have enough data for the higher range, and they will be reeling it back to 6 dedicated game servers and 800 players for the rest of the night. Now, I don't know how smooth it was. I have asked in my Discord, but if you have tried this, do let me know about your experience, especially at around the 600 and 800 player mark, but also with the higher numbers, although I'm expecting 1,500 and beyond, it was getting a bit sketchy. Now, to finish with, it was also mentioned in the Evo chat that for 4.0, it will actually be quite a few steps beyond their original plan for static server meshing. However, dynamic server meshing won't be a big bang, now it's ready kind of thing either. It'll arrive gradually as the tech continues to evolve. So great to hear that it won't just be, here's static meshing, and then later down the line, here's dynamic. It is more like an amalgamation of static with some dynamic elements for 4.0 as they continue to roll that tech out to get to dynamic. Anyway, overall, that was a crazy test where Cloud Imperium were able to, more importantly, gather a lot of vital data to help push it even further for optimizing and stability, but also achieving almost 2,000 players in one go with performance and stability remaining good well into the 1,500 range is pretty impressive. Now, they will of course continue to test this stuff. It was also mentioned before the test began that in the tech preview for this test, there will still be no missions functioning, as the mission refactor is still ongoing, I believe, to work with server meshing, but we will see missions reopen again once they move to 4.0 Evo testing. Plus, I highly suspect that we will get a after-action report from Benoit addressing how this round number 6 for the RMQ meshing test went. But what an incredible time to be a backer. This stuff is coming along thick and fast, and we are all here to see this unfold. The good, the bad, and the glorious, really. But there is still more to be done, and once an Alpha 4.0 PTU build is ready, all of this testing and optimizing will certainly pay off big time. I am dying to know just how many players they will scale it to for the first 4.0 live release. I mean, through the PTU they might be testing it, for the live release they might be testing it. It might change from Evocati to live in terms of the player count, but it is fascinating to see what they will settle with. As always though, I will try to keep you all as informed as possible of its progress, but as mentioned, we now have the CitizenCon panel list, and descriptions, we kind of know what to expect at CitizenCon. Not really, we know a little bit of what to expect. There is going to be some really cool stuff shown off, and I can't wait to break these panels down and let you know what to expect. Again, be sure to head over to twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother. I'll give my thoughts on what I expect each panel to hold. You can share your thoughts as well. And again, I will be doing a dedicated video breaking them down on Sunday. I look forward to seeing all of you who are going to CitizenCon. I will be there myself. And here is to seeing the future of Star Citizen and Squadron 42 unfold. But with that said, if you do appreciate my videos, please do consider subscribing. We are very fast approaching 70,000 subscribers, so a big thank you to all of you who have subscribed so far. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you'd like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Very much appreciated. Cannot do it without you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.